Hi guys, good afternoon. Hope you've had a good day. This Facebook Live is slightly different, so it's not going to be like a conventional Facebook Live. It's not going to be about mindset. I know it usually is because 99% of everything is always mindset, but actually this time I'm going to talk solely about nutrition. The reason for that is because I'm finding a lot of the time at the moment people are coming to me to talk about how they've not stuck with what they're doing. I've had more clients come to me saying that what they've been starting in the beginning of January isn't as sustainable as they thought. They're coming off the bandwagon, they're reaching for the sugary things again. So I thought I would kind of get this going, share some information, give you some top tips for some success in terms of your health, give you the 5 key things that you're going to need to be able to grow and to be able to sustain your health goals, whether that is trying to have more energy, whether that is trying to gain more muscle, whether that's trying to lose fat, whether that's just trying to lose weight as a whole, whether that is any sort of problems that you've got at the moment, health conditions that you're trying to alleviate, whether you are vegan or you've just gone vegetarian or vegan, whether you are reincorporating meat, whatever it is that you're trying to do with your health and your weight at the moment. This is sort of like dedicated to helping you get back on track, because it's so vital and so important. And again, I say it day in, day out, the most undervalued thing that you will ever have is your health. And if you can't be of any help because of health, then you're not really much use to anybody. So you have to look after yourself first. And a lot of this does come down to self-love. A lot of this is about loving yourself and about taking care of yourself. And that is ultimately what nutrition is. I'm just going to share this on my page. That is ultimately what it is about. It all does come down to self-love. And that is just the way that it is. It's just the way that the cookie crumbles sort of thing. Your health is literally the most important thing that you'll ever have. So I just want to start off by just talking about a few things, because it's not always just what you're putting into your body that could be a sort of hazard. It could also be the pollution. So one of the questions that I ask always is, do you spend more than 2 hours a day in a polluted area, or in a car, in traffic, or whatever that might be? So if you spend a lot of time in pollution or in traffic, you're probably a bit more than 2 hours a day, then you're probably a little bit more susceptible to anything that you sorry, notifications keep coming through. You're probably a bit more susceptible to toxins going into your body. Your skincare is another one. So your skin is your biggest organ. So if you are putting gluten on your skin, if you're putting crappy products on your skin, if you're putting parabens on your skin, if you're putting phthalates, chemicals on your skin, then that's another toxin that's going to help in terms of not keeping you on your health goals, because you might cut gluten out, but you're probably getting it penetrated into your skin anyway. So that's another way that toxins can go into your body. And unless you're eating organic fruit and vegetables, if you just eating normal fruit and veg, probably got herbicides, pesticides, all sorts of acids in there as well. So that's probably not helping. So it isn't, as you can see, it isn't just about what you're putting in. It's a whole host of things. It's just about just about deloading that toxic load off your body and the toxic lifestyle that we live. Now, a lot of it can't be helped. I'm not saying get up, and I mean, I live in London, so I'm, the one to talk when it comes to pollution, but I'm not saying get up and move out from where you live or move 500 miles away from London. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination. What I am saying is that these things are not helping. And you'll probably see lots of different things when it comes to your health as well. So the 5 key things that you're going to need to do, and the 5 key things for anything is you have to get rid of you need to eat whole foods. So whole foods are like the absolute key. Clean whole foods. It's about reducing inflammation. It's about eliminating irritating foods and restoring that gut health, balancing your blood sugars, and of course reducing those toxins that I've just spoken about, and supporting that elimination organs as well to help your body. And you probably, all these different things that I'm talking about are affecting your body in different ways. So are you feeling tired? a lot? Do you want to have a nap after you've eaten? Do you have peaks and troughs with sugar all throughout the day? So do you eat and then a few hours later want to reach for a chocolate bar or something sugary? Is your sleeping irregular? Do you have digestive irregularities? Do you have aches and pains and things like that? These are all reasons, and these are all signs that your body is saying to you, I need more nutrition. I am deficient in certain things. So when I do like my consultations, I go through about, anyone that has had them will probably tell you the same thing. I go through loads of questions that could go on for about an hour, because I really want to feel and have an understanding of what every single part of that person's nutrition is, because that way I can really gauge the best way going forward for them, what they're deficient in, what they're doing forward, the antioxidants that they're not receiving in the body. And these are all things that are contributing. So maybe you've got like the tire that goes around your stomach. I know a lot of people complain about that in the stomach. That again is down to all the toxins and the lack of those 5 key things that I've just spoken about. And I'm going to go into them in a little bit more depth as well, just so you can gain a lot more understanding and a lot more value from this Facebook Live when it comes to your health, because I know a lot of people are really trying at the moment to get back onto their health goals, get back into their health and start doing all the things that they should have been doing that maybe wasn't so sustainable at the beginning of January. So the first one is eating clean and whole foods. So I'm saying with that is going organic. So you have to go organic if you don't, I mean, you don't have to, but there's 40% more nutrition in organic foods. So I'd definitely go organic again. If not, if you're finding organic a little bit more expensive, because it is a little bit more expensive, you can get a spray now that will spray over all your fruit and veg, and it does get rid of most of the herbicides, pesticides and all the crap that is sprayed on them now. But definitely go for that. Eliminate processed foods. You hear it all the time. The World Health Organization even last year said how destructive it is. It is quite cancerous. We all know that, especially red meats, for example, and processed red meats are horrendous for your body. They are full of toxins, so you do have to get rid of them. So another thing to eat clean whole foods is avoiding artificial sugars. So you can have that in breads, which is really bad, fizzy drinks, sweets, sauces, cereals, all sorts of different things. You're going to get a lot of eating a lot of refined sugars in, even if it doesn't say it, even if you don't know the name of it, is definitely going to have some form of sugar in, so get rid of that. And the same goes for artificial sweeteners. Diet Coke is 1,000,000% not better than normal Coke, so don't go for the artificial shit either. Getting rid of as well the refined carbohydrates, because they need to go, and of course the fats, the dreaded fats. So with fats, there's been a huge misconception about that. Fat does not make you fat. Period. End of story. Doesn't happen. I would say it will never happen, but it will happen. But fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar does. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So get rid of the trans fats. Eat really good fats. Coconut oil, avocados, nuts and seeds all have so many good fats in them. So go for them. So go for eating clean, real whole foods. Get rid of all the shit. Get rid of the processed stuff, the artificial sugars, the artificial sweeteners, the artificial carbohydrates, all that rubbish. Get rid of them. The pastas, the lot, because it's just over-processed things. Your body isn't evolved yet to digest that. And if it was more evolved, then maybe you could, and it wouldn't be rotting in your stomach. But I can promise you now, if you could have like, if you could see what was going on inside your stomach, you wouldn't be reaching for these things. And I know a lot of diets will always say, yeah, it's fine to go for bread. It's fine to have this certain type of bread, or this certain type of sugar, or this certain type of oil. But it's okay, and I say this all the time, it is okay if you are trying to get onto a healthy lifestyle. You're about 1,000,000 stone and you're trying to get down. Like, okay, you want to start going on that. But otherwise, go straight for the healthy things. There's no need to go for, I don't know, pasta anymore, because you can get like, even in Waitrose even sell it, the green pea pasta. It's not full of shit anymore. So go and have the healthier alternatives. There's no need for not doing anymore. And also, if you are deficient in anything, make sure that any supplements that you're having are good quality supplements. So you're not having things that are, a lot of supplements nowadays are full of like talcum powder and just bulking agents to make it look the tablets bigger. They've got no nutritional value in them whatsoever. So make sure if you are having supplements, and that's mainly aimed at guys here, because guys do have, tend to have more supplements than women. Make sure they're really, really high quality, they're not full of crap. Now the second thing is to reduce inflammation in your body. So things that are causing inflammation are things like dairy. So dairy is just like, I don't touch dairy within a mile radius of me. I don't really eat it. I know it makes me feel crap, and moreover, I know how bad it is for my stomach. It is just an inflammatory, so it will make you feel bloated. It makes you feel ooh. So in big quantities, dairy is not a good thing. So that's one of the things that I would cut out to kind of reduce that inflammation. And I would start having high fat foods, so omega-3 is really good to have in there as well. So you've got things like salmon, oily fish, flax seeds are really good in omega-3s, chia seeds, the really, really high quality seeds are really, really good for omega-3 and good fatty acids as well. So I'd go for them because they really reduce that inflammation, particularly if you are somebody that eats a lot of dairy anyway, or if you generally as a rule, if you do generally just eat a lot of high inflammatory foods such as dairy. So it is going to make you feel worse. You're probably more prone to obesity, diabetes, those sorts of things, infection, injury, because if your body's not having the right nutrients, you're more susceptible to diseases. And if you break the word disease up, it's just dis-ease. So you're not in ease, your body's not in ease. That's literally all it is. So if you really look at that and you break it all down, or you piece it all together, you need to realise that the dairy and the rubbish is not really going to serve you. It's not really going to help you. So do try and incorporate foods like that have omega-3s and the fatty acids in them, because that will get rid of all the inflammation that you're probably eating when you have your dairy products. The third thing is about eliminating the irritating foods, and I've just spoken about that in terms of dairy. So dairy is something that is really, really a high inflammatory. It's not good for you. Another one, and when I say irritating foods, it's things that people are most common and most susceptible to having intolerances to. So like gluten, I know a lot of people are gluten intolerant, and again wheat intolerant. So if you pass wind and it stinks, then I'd definitely look at having a check, because you might have wheat intolerance. That's a really, really common thing. So grains, dairy, soy, and I know for men, having soy is like the equivalent of having 2 estrogen pills. So if you're a man, I would definitely stay away from soy. Yeah, dairy and all the artificial shit as well. That's another thing that is really, really bad. And it's about restoring that gut health. So again, it's those really high fat foods that are full of omega-3. So some sort of symptoms of poor health or of having intolerances might be pain. You might feel a lot more tired at times. You might have trouble passing foods. I think that's like the nicest way of saying it. Headaches, those sorts of things are all things that are quite common if you are trying to eliminate those irritating foods. And the third thing is about restoring that gut health as well. So probably around 2 kilograms of bacteria is in your gut. So it's a lot of it. And it's all good, but you need to make, well, it's not all good, but you need to make sure that the good is better than the bad. And it's sort of like a scale. So if your gut health is bad, it's going to be like this, and you're going to be not feeling balanced. And it's about keeping that balance all the time. If you're having it, you need to be really fueling it with a lot of good things. So a lot of people go for supplements with that. So I'm not going to go down the road of talking about supplements on here, because it's like a whole endless story that would go on and on and on. But there's a lot of supplements if you've got really, really bad gut health, and you'll go to a nutritional therapist, nutritionist, anybody that understands that before you'd ever touch any sort of supplement. I would definitely recommend always going to a nutritionist before you do that. I'll just give you a few ideas. So digestive enzymes are really, really good to just put back in your body. Prebiotics, probiotics. If you know a little bit about those, it's about getting that balance again, and that's all it is doing. You just need to make it, your gut health is really got to be a priority, because if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to have more energy, imagine it's like the brain of your health, your gut. And if you're trying to lose weight, you need to start doing the things that I'm telling you to, because you're not going to lose weight, for the fact that between 6 and 20 pounds of your weight is just undigested waste rotting in your gut. So that is something that I would definitely start getting rid of and start pushing out of your health in terms of prioritising in your health. The fourth thing, if you are seriously dedicated about making a change in terms of your health, is balancing your blood sugars. So it's, if you are reaching for the sugary treats, if you are a person that is feeling tired, you want to nap, you're having weight problems, thyroid, anxiety. Again, I know a lot of people that have got anxiety, definitely start looking at your nutrition if that's something that is if that is something that's a problem with you. You're having a problem with sleeping, diabetes, all these sorts of things are all, again, indicators that you've not balanced your blood sugars. So it's just about incorporating the right foods. It's about having a lot of high fat foods and fibre in your diet, and those things are going to keep you fuller for longer, so you're not reaching for the sugary things. So there's loads of different diets as well, and I'm not saying diet as in like starve yourself 90% of the time and then have one meal a day or all that shit that comes with a diet conventionally. I mean just in general your food intake. So yeah, don't overindulge with sugar. Sugar's just full of crap. Get rid of it, balance it completely. So cinnamon is one of the best things ever for balancing your blood sugar, and I have that every single morning, every single night, oddly enough. I have it on my turmeric lattes in the evenings, and I have it in my smoothies or on a cereal generally in the morning as well, because it regulates your blood sugar, and that's something you need to keep an eye on, particularly if you're somebody that is prone to going for the sugary things. I mean, I know somebody that is forever he's going for the sugary treats. If he could, he would. He's doing so well at the moment. I'm really proud that he's actually reaching and really taking control of his health. But 9 times out of 10, and it's the case for 99% of people, is going for the sugary treats, and that is going to completely throw your blood sugars off balance, and you're going to be like, oh, I need more, and it's an addiction. Sugar is an addiction, period, end of story. There's no negotiating on that. It is an addiction, and the more you have it, the more you crave it. So cut it out completely. Don't even try and accommodate for it with artificial shit. No, just not happening. I wouldn't. Honey is something that you can add a little bit, but that can still mess with your blood sugars. But most importantly, if you're going to try and have any form of alternative, I'd definitely reach for stevia, which is it's just a plant-based thing. It's a plant-based sugar, and it's a sweetener, but it isn't going to mess with your blood sugars and your hormones, because once you start messing with your sugars, you're going to start messing with your hormones. And if you are somebody, I know people, if they're trying to get pregnant or not trying to get pregnant, all those sorts of different things, your hormones, men as well, the hormones can go all over the place. And if you're somebody that's quite susceptible to being quite moody, I would definitely not be going for sugar, because that's going to even make you even worse, because it's just going to mess with your hormones. And I'd rather advise somebody to get rid of sugar, feel crappy for a couple of days, and then reach back for sugar, and then start eating the right things, incorporating the right things. But feeling those headaches, feeling crap, are all things that just come with cutting sugar out. And sugar is it's just the worst thing. Just get rid of the addiction, cut it out completely. It's very carcinogenic. So for the people that have cancer, it's really toxic, because it helps to duplicate the cells quicker. So, and that's just science, so you can go and Google that if you want, but that is just a fact. So just really try it if you're prone to cancers and things like that as well, about those mutilating those cells. The sugar's just going to fuel it, so cut it out. It's so toxic, I can't get over that. And so adding the protein and the fibre is definitely going to help you sort that blood sugar out. But when, for example, if you're going to have supplements and you're cutting sugar out, don't be going for supplements with whey in it. Don't be going for supplements with soy in it, because you're going to throw your sugars all over the place again, because whey is just a byproduct of the lactose, which is the sugar that comes out of milk. Soy is going to send your hormones all over the place, which is going to help you, push you to go for more sugar. So you need to realise that everything that you're going to do is go hand in hand. It's going to either work together or it's going to set you up to fail when it comes to your health. That's why it's so important to be so informed when it comes to really, really checking in on your diet, checking in on your nutrition. So having those, having really good quality proteins, really good quality fibres, and a high fat diet is really going to set yourself up for success in that. And the final thing is just reducing those toxins. So we know that there's four ways that we can get rid of things in our body. So we've got peeing, so when you go for a wee, when you go for a poo, that's another one. Perspiration, so when you sweat, and also when you breathe. So they're the 4 ways that your body can eliminate anything. And all we are is just one big detoxifying machine. That's all we are. Our body is just there to serve us, and it's like a machine all the time. What goes in, what's going on, and then what comes out. So you need to make sure that if you are going to, if you're going to go, for example, drive a car, you're going to fuel it with the right stuff. You're going to fuel it with, I don't know, vegetable oil instead of petrol. It's not going to happen, is it? So you need to be making sure that you're putting the right things into your body to make it go. Just like you need to be putting the right fuel into your car to make that go. It just makes sense. So your toxins are just your environmental ones, like I've mentioned before. So your skin, and your skincare regime, your pollution in the area that you're at. If you're in a city, that's again is another one that's going to really, really shift how you are in terms of how much toxic pollution you're going to have in penetrating into you. But really, one of the best things you can do is support your liver with that, because your liver is the biggest detoxifying organ that you've got. So make sure that your liver is something that's really, really working at optimum health. Again, one of the things that we always say is to stop with alcohol consumption, because that's really bad for your liver. And actually with alcohol, it can actually reduce your metabolism by up to 70%. Which is huge for 24 hours afterwards. And that just means that anything that you eat for 24 hours after you've eaten is probably not going to get processed and digested properly. So it's just, if particularly people that have got liver problems, I would definitely just avoid it at all costs. But it's really all about having that gut health and really doing it properly, and these things are all going to set you up for success. So if you are in a place where you've tried a diet, you started a diet at the beginning of the year, you've fallen off the bandwagon, you're not doing what you wanted to be doing, you're not at where you wanted to be at, then I would really look at 2 things. I would look at the 5 things that I've mentioned today. So your whole foods, eliminating the toxins, rebalancing your blood sugars, removing shitty foods out of your diet. So that would be one of the first things. And also look at your mindset on it, because and that's half of the battle every single time, is your mind. If you're telling yourself you cannot keep sustaining it, if you're telling yourself you don't like your diet, if you're telling yourself you can't do it, or you're not worth it, or you don't deserve to lose weight, or you don't deserve to have more energy, whatever it is you're telling yourself is going to happen. So really look at the story you're telling yourself around your weight loss or your health goals or whatever it is. Look at that story and don't buy into it if that story, that inner critic, is telling you can't do it anymore, because you can. You absolutely can, and it's something that is just so fundamental when it comes to anything to do with your health, when you're changing it. So really, really look at the diet that you're doing, and really look at what you started in January. Is it actually sustainable? Is it doing those 5 things that I told you about today? Or is it not really doing that? Are you actually still reaching for the pasta, still reaching for the shit, and because it's being told you can do it? Or are you still actually trying to live off 2 protein shakes a day and a meal in the evening and thinking you're going to set yourself up for success, because that's just not going to happen? And that's just a fact. You need to incorporate those things with the right foods, not do those things and think that you're going to lose weight. Maybe people do lose weight, but are they healthy? Probably not. Just because they might look okay on the outside, and you see all the time, models might look okay on the outside, but you have a good MOT check on their body, and I can guarantee they're suffering from a lot. And the first thing they'll be suffering from is this, because I know a lot of models, I know people that have dated models, I know how they are, and 99% of them are feeling crap, they've got a very low self-esteem, they're feeling rubbish because in the head they are not balanced, and that all comes from not being balanced with the right foods that they're eating. So if someone looks okay just because they've been on this really, really great diet that they've told you about, they might not actually be okay, because the health inside might not be good, and neither will their mental state be, because you can't work optimum health with low calories, full of shit, bulking agents, all the rubbish that is putting into these products nowadays. So make sure if you are having products, they are of high quality, they are doing what they say they're going to do, and they are going to be getting the result that you want to do, you want to get. And that's what it's about. It's about getting the result, because you're investing your money, you're investing your time in these different diets. So make sure they are results driven. Make sure that anything that you're buying, anything that you're getting for your nutrition or for your health is going to get you a result at the end of it. So don't just invest in shit. Really, really look at trying to create a better machine that you've got here, because you've only got one body, and when it's gone, unfortunately it's gone. And when you've got health problems, yes, you can get back on track, but why would you wait for that point? Why would you have to? Because it's not just that. You'll lose money when you've got health problems, because you're going to have to take time off work, and you're going to have to find childcare, or you're going to have to find somebody to cover for you. There's so many different things that come with it, but you don't think about it because you're not putting your health first. So make sure that whatever diet you're picking, you're not picking something that's going to throw you in the deep end and make you feel like crap, because it's just not worth it. It's not going to be sustainable. You are wasting your money, you're wasting your time. So make sure that whatever you're doing is actually going to be pushing you in the right direction, and make sure you set yourself up for success. Because if you tell yourself you can't sustain something, or you don't like this or you don't like that, or you can't do it in your head, I can't do this diet anymore, I can't do it, I feel like this and I can't do this, and blah 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 blah, and then you're going for a shit diet that's telling you to have 2 protein shakes a day, that's full of this, that and the other, when it's actually, if you look at the ingredients, it's full of rubbish, and having 1 meal a day, and you can't sustain that, then you're going to have that evidence for yourself in that story you tell yourself. You tell yourself you can't do it, then you set yourself up for failure by having a crappy diet. And then it's a vicious circle, and then it goes on and on and on. So make sure that what you're doing is definitely going to help you set yourself up for success. Because if you're going to start seeing results, you're going to start changing the story in your head. And when you start changing that story in your head, you are absolutely going to get where you want to be in terms of your health. And that is the thing. It's 50% diet and 50% mental, because that your mindset is going to take you to the gym. Your mindset is going to help you pick for the right foods over a shitty meal. Your mindset is going to help you work at optimum peak performance and not working at a shit low level crap. So make sure you are absolutely committed to whatever you're doing, and committed to not listening to that inner critic anymore when it comes to your health. So that is that, really. Those are the 5 key things that I would say that you should really stick at when it comes to getting back on track. So you've got to eat those clean, real, whole foods. You've got to reduce that inflammation in your body, eliminate the irritating foods, balance those blood sugars back out, and reduce the toxins, both on your foods and environmentally. And those are the 5 key things I would definitely say are so vital for you to get back on track this January, because you've got a goal. You guys set a goal for what you wanted at the end of the year. So don't give up now. It's not worth giving up on. It's your health. You can give up on any other goal that you want, except health and business. Always, never give up on them too. But you can give up on other goals, but don't give up on your health. I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. You can absolutely do it, and you've got it in you to do it. You just have to set yourself up for that success, and have the right things, and do the right things, and live a lifestyle that's sustainable for you. But yeah, those are the things that I would say definitely go for. And yeah, that's it really. If there's any questions that you've got in terms of this, then do fire them over to me. You can send me them on my email if you want, info@natashasara.com, or you can send me a direct message on Facebook, or you can, those are probably the easiest ways for you. Just send me a message, ask me a question. I'll absolutely answer anything that I can answer, and if not, I'll point you in the right direction. But if there's any more questions, then yeah, do let me know. One final thing before I go is the Fit Kit. Only 1 more day for them now, not after tomorrow, that's it, no more. So there's only a few left. There's only about 5 left for the Fit Kit. So do let me know if you want them. I'll put the link in for you to join it, and you can just pop your details in, and I'll send them over to you. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about them. They will all be really worth it for you. So if you do want a Fit Kit, just click the link underneath. I'll put them in the comments and I will send them out to you tomorrow. And tomorrow is the last day that I'm doing them as well, and they're not happening anymore. So they are going to have protein in them, they're going to have some digestive enzymes in them, they're going to have some, what else am I putting in? Fistics, so if you are somebody that reaches for caffeine, and I'm going to put some bits in there for you to kind of keep your energy up. So you've got the really high quality protein, really good digestive enzymes, really good energy boosting supplement, and also a hydro sport thing. So if you are going to the gym, this is going to really rehydrate you with lots of electrolytes as well. It's also really good for hangovers, so I'll pop them in there for you to try. A get back on track worksheet, you're going to have one of them to get you back on track. That's going to sort this out. That's going to really shift the story that you're telling yourself about your nutrition and your health and those goals. And then finally, you are going to have a few recipes, some actual recipes with actual whole foods that are actually going to show and make you feel good, not the crap that you're going to find anywhere else. So I'll send you them. They are all free, so I'll send them over to you. But there's only a few left, and it's the last day is tomorrow, and that's it. No more after that. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'll pop the link under here. Enjoy your evening, guys. Thank you for staying with me. I know it was actually a little bit longer today, but I hope it's been of value. Any questions, do let me know. I am absolutely more than happy to answer them. Okay, I'll leave you to it. Enjoy your night, guys. Bye-bye.